What's up, guys? All right, so I've filmed this about 300 times now. Um, there was a fawn right up here a minute ago. I think I'm talking too much. I feel like I'm talking too much. So, when I'm in here today, right here, I put a water hole in. There's a stand right up here. That's where I shot a buck last year, and just trying to figure out a way that maybe I can make this spot a little more productive. And about the only thing I could come up with is I can't do a lot on this property, so a water hole. There's not a lot of water holes. There's not a lot of ponds. There's not a lot of water sources around here. And depends on the situation of your property, whether or not a water hole is productive for you. There's a low spot out here right the other side of the stand that actually will hold water, but I'm hoping this water hole right here will pan out for us. That, and I wanted an excuse to drop this hunt from last year, so check it out, guys. There's a good story behind this. I'll fill you in afterwards.
Well, it's November 1st. It's exactly 3 o'clock. I snuck into this spot I was sitting the other night. Seen a big one rated dark, and he was in this bedding here to the east of me. The wind's coming out of the west, blowing right to that bedding. I'm just south of where he came out and come down through this valley here. I'm hoping he'll do the same thing tonight, but I actually seen one of the big ones that I was hoping to get a chance at about a mile from here this morning, about just before 9 o'clock. I locked on a doe with 2 other bucks, so she's probably pretty close to coming in, so I don't know that I even got a chance at that one yet today, but it's time to hunt now. It can happen at any time. I know there's a lot of nice bucks in this area. I haven't been getting them on camera, but I know they're here. I can see the sign. They're just smart, and they're avoiding my camera. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. The other night, I really wanted to get down in here, and I seen a decent one before I even got to my stand, and I just couldn't push in here. So it's super, super windy. I figured tonight was the night to push in, and I'm hoping that deer's bedded up there. Maybe this wind will die down some right before dark. Maybe he'll come down through here and I'll get a good look at what he is. I'm gonna be somewhat selective since I already shot a buck. Usually don't shoot one quite that early, I guess. I'm not ready to be done hunting yet, so I'm gonna probably be kind of picky, which for me is not really that picky.
Alright. Giant. Fucking smoked him. Oh yeah, baby. Go down right there, buddy. Go down. There he goes. Boom. Just kiss the ground. Oh yeah. Woo! Oh my god. Ooh. Oh buddy. Oh buddy. Oh, I fucking got him. Oh my god, I shot the fucking tree. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Oh, you fuck. Oh. Ah, yeah. Oh, I fucking killed a giant.
Yes!
Oh,
Yes!
I shot the fucking tree the first shot.
Oh my god!
I shot it.
Are you gonna do it?
Listen, I shot the trees that he come out rubbing, tearing the swamp up. I shot a tree branch at fucking, he was at 50. Perfect. I thought I had him good. Shot, fucking boom. I was like, oh my fuck. I was like, this just happened. And you know what? When I got into this tree, I did what I always do. And I took a bolt and I took it out of the quiver and I laid it loose. And I had the crank in my pocket. And when I hit that fucking tree, I panicked. And I was like, I grabbed, listen, I grabbed the bolt. I grabbed the bolt, stuck it in my mouth. He was standing there. I fucking grabbed the crank, got it released, backed it down, unclipped it, and I looked up and he was at 20 yards coming straight at my tree. I was like, oh my god, I fucking crank. I shot him straight underneath me and I watched him tip over right here 60 yards.
Oh man, I want to turn around and come see it.
Come out here.
Please.
Turn around.
Sorry, I'm gonna turn around.
All right.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. Trying to find my bolt there. I just climbed down. The heck it was that? There's a ton of blood. Ooh. There it is right there. That's at the shot site. There from the pass through. Pull that out of there. All right. Mother loads of blood. Well, as you seen, he came out hitting some scrapes, tearing up the swamp, or I guess that little bedding area, not really even a swamp. And I shot and hit a branch or a vine or something on the first shot. I couldn't believe it. And then luckily he turned and came right to the tree, and I made the second one count. He was right below me, so I couldn't get the camera on him, but I was in panic mode because I knew it was a darn nice deer. So fortunately that second shot met his mark, and he only went probably 70 yards maybe, if that. And I'm happy with it. I guess that puts me tagged out for the season for Michigan, so get my daughter and wife out and hopefully we can make something else happen. All right, guys, so yeah, I busted that tree. That was fun. That was frustrating. If I had a regular compound, yeah, that probably wouldn't have happened, but I didn't. I had a crossbow, cross gun, whatever you want to call it. It's what I chose to take hunting last year, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Drew Iowa zone 5 tag this year, so Took 6 years to get that tag, me and Jacob. So I've been shooting my bow a lot more this year. It's June, early June, mid-June right now. And I've already shot it 3 times in the last week. There's a lot going into that hunt, so I'm gonna make sure I'm polished up. Can't just take the easy way out and take a crossbow out there in Iowa. So I'm sure that's what all you guys think just happened here was, oh, I took the easy way out. Well, it was something different. It was fun. I enjoyed it. So that was what mattered. But that deer, I got about 50 yards from that deer in its bed. That deer stood up. I watched him stand up, take a shit. And when he lifted his tail, you know, I was like, oh my God. He turned his head. I'm like, that's a big deer. Thought it was a different deer. When I shot it, I thought it was this. There's 2 giant 9-points. They're both dead now. Neighbors killed them. But at the time, there was 2, would have been my biggest deer to date. And the deer stood up, and I looked at it, and I thought, holy shit, that's one of them deer. I didn't look at it again. That was my mistake. I should have looked at it again. That was my, you're allowed 2 buck tags. That was my second buck, so I was done. Which worked out because my wife actually ended up shooting a really nice deer a couple days later, and I was able to film that. That'll come in a later time. But this spot right here it's a funnel. They really like to transition through here during the rut. That was November 1st when I killed that deer. I didn't have any history with that deer. I had 1 trail cam picture of that deer, and it was around October 20th, somewhere in there, give or take. I can't remember exactly. It was right around that time. I'm usually in the woods. The wife went on vacation. My favorite days of the year to hunt are the 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, maybe up to the 20th. Them, I really like them 5 days. Some people hate them. I really like them. She was gone on vacation. That buck actually showed up on camera while she was gone. In daylight, right underneath my stand on the other side of the bedding. I was a little frustrated, to say the least, but it's life. It goes on. And I got back in here and I actually ended up killing the deer. I didn't know until I requested the HD off a Tacticam cell cam picture. I didn't realize it was that deer till I looked at it on a computer. I didn't think I'd seen that deer at all. This is where it gets good. That deer was actually living in a barn about 2 miles from here during the summertime last year in August. Here's a picture of it, screenshot off a video. I don't know if I can get the video to upload in this, but if I can, I'll drop the video right here. If not, here's a picture of it. So yeah, I mean, it made total sense. The deer was smart. He was living in that barn. Nobody was bothering him. He was in the shade. It was hot out. He was laying in the sand. He lived there for at least a month. The neighbor across the street who actually hunted the woods not far from there was watching him. And one of my buddies hunts the other side of that property. So I'm like, hey, dude, there's a pretty nice buck living in that barn. The deer don't have anywhere to go. Once he goes hard-horned, he's gonna go to some cover. You know, crops come off and such. It's like, he's going to end up in your woods. Well, lo and behold, I ended up killing the deer. And I wasn't even that jacked up about it when I seen the deer in the barn, because I was like, I don't have a chance to kill that deer. You know, the deer where it was living at is hundreds of acres of crop field. There ain't nothing around there for a little ways. So, just kind of cool. You know, it's not very often that you kill a deer later on in the season that you know was living 2 miles away and it was living in a barn. I've seen where they, you know, went into barns and such, trail cam videos, and I just thought that was pretty cool. So, anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up. We got more to come, guys. Just be patient with me. Till next time, guys. Appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.